All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect right here, right now, and we have an amazing hip hop duo here for you guys. We have the one and only. We got Nino Green live on the line. How are you guys doing this evening?
Nino, we here. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
I gotta say, first and foremost, man, your guys' music is absolutely hot, man. It is tearing up the airwaves here in Canada, man. So it's an honor to have both of you amazing individuals live on the station this evening.
Shout out to Canada. We love y'all, man. Thank y'all for supporting us, man. One time for real.
We love y'all, man. Shout out Canada, man. Shout out Toronto. Shout out all of Ontario.
And I gotta ask you guys as well, man, for the people that don't know Nino Green, man, if you can introduce yourselves and of course tell us how this amazing duo got connected.
I'm Kaimbr. My man Sean Bourne. We've been rocking for years under the low budget crew, but we decided to, do our own thing. We hopped on a bunch of records together, so it was almost kind of time for us to do our own thing together as a group, Nino Green. So that's what it is, man. Sean Bourne on the beats, also on the rhymes. I came through and held it down. Shout out to our boy. Let the dirt say amen. God Sushi. He came and held it down, and we got the project out, man, and it's bubbling. So, we Maryland boys, PG County sound.
100.
And also as well, man, as you already know, we got connected through Dre over at ADST Media. I was wondering, how did yourself and Dre, also known as ADST, get connected?
We all family.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sean.
You go ahead. That's you. You go.
Yeah, we've been working with ADST for some time, but he's really put some, talented artists in the city on with his media campaign and marketing. So we all just was like, hey, let's get together. Let's do this as a family. Team makes everything stronger. So having ADST be a part of our team is glorious for us because he's all over the place and he makes sure, he dots I's and crosses his T's. So we need people like that. That way we're able to talk to you. So, big shout out to ADST. What up, JP?
And I gotta say as well, man, ADST is a phenomenal individual, man. I've been doing the station itself. We've been doing business with him for over a year now, man. And I gotta say, most definitely never disappoints, man. Phenomenal individual. So most definitely, shout out to Dre for sure.
Hell yeah! Shout out Dre.
And also as well, Kaimbr, man, I want to take you back to 2012, where you actually teamed up with Swedish artist Pause Beats on the song Mo Pay. I was wondering, how did yourself and Pause Beats get connected?
Yo, we got connected through one of these social sites, man. I can't remember what it was, but he was like, "Yo, Kaim, I really want you on the record." And I was a fan of his. I always was a fan of his production, and I was honored to do it. So I said, "Hey, man, let's figure it out." He sent me some stuff over, and I picked the Mope beat and rocked that out, and it made some noise, man. So definitely shout out to Paul's beats. You know what I'm saying? I love Paul's beats.
And I gotta say, man, do you actually still do work with him today, or was that just something you guys did back in 2012 and kind of just went your separate ways after that project?
That was just something that we did. We just connected. It was dope. He had an opportunity. I love working with talented individuals like him, so. We don't work now, but wherever he at, you never know. Maybe he get a feature on something else. But much respect to him.
Oh, most definitely, man. Hopefully down the line, maybe he'll hear this interview and be like, "Hey, man, we need to work again."
For sure.
But also as well, Sean, man, in 2012 as well, you actually dropped a phenomenal album titled Behind the Scale. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a bit more about that album, and of course, is it available to be purchased still today on the internet?
Yes, it's available on all your websites for purchasing music. BTS is kind of like it was kind of like my lifetime project. When you're an artist, when you get the chance to do a record, everything about your life up until that point usually goes into that first record. And that's basically what BTS is a look at my life at the time and before that.
And I know it's a fairly old record, but I do know a lot of our listeners here on Outlaw Radio FM, they love hard copies, man. So of that old project, do you still have any old hard copies kicking around that our listeners can hit you up and purchase? Of course, if you have any.
All my physicals for BTS, I think they just ran out. They just ran out. We working on trying to get some new stuff pressed up, maybe a anniversary project or something like that for it. But no more physical for BTS. Maybe some CDs or tapes down the line, but right now it's no more physicals.
And also as well, Kaimbr, I saw a picture of a green cassette tape titled Alexander Green Project that you actually did with Kev Brown. I was wondering, how did yourself and Kev initially get connected?
Kev and I, we crew. We've been connected for years. Kev went to South Africa, came back with the inspiration to do the Al Green Project. We had talked about doing it for a long time. And so he came back and gave me a beat CD with 10 Al Green beats on it. And, we started working on it. And we said, hey, we're going to put the crew on it. And we put the entire crew. We got together, shot a bunch of dope videos and promo stuff. So that's how that came about. We worked with Redefinition Records on getting the physicals out. Real Late Records with Peter Rosenberg. Shout out to Rosenberg Radio. He was the one behind, getting us out digitally everywhere. So that's how that came about. It was really a crew thing. A lot of people don't know that Rosenberg was initially part of the crew. We did a lot of stuff together with him coming up before he made it big time. And that's how that came about. So it's always been a family thing. And that leads us all the way back to now. Nino Green, he's still playing our records. We still, banging out. So, it's always been family with us.
Our first record, me and Al's first record, each individually out and together was together through Rosenberg and PDR Records. He had one side, and me and Ken had the B side.
And I was going to say as well, man, I want to commend you guys for still actually pumping out cassettes, man. Because me personally, I grew up on cassettes, man. Those are my favorites. So the fact that I still see amazing, talented individuals like yourself this day and age still putting out cassettes, man, I just got to commend you guys and say thank you for helping to keep the cassettes alive.
It's all, man. Thank you guys for supporting. Thanks to all the fans for supporting. Like, we appreciate all of y'all.
And that's how we grew up. It's popping tapes. You know what I mean? If you ain't never had to put a pencil in your tape and rewind it, or you know what I mean, or try to tape together a cassette, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what we talking about. So
I couldn't count how many times I had to use pencils or pens to actually rewind my tapes, man. I remember my rewind button actually broke on my cassette player back in the day, so I used to actually I used to have to rewind all my tapes by hand, and that was a pain in the ass.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, but that's what it is, though. That's the life.
And also as well, Sean, you actually teamed up with a phenomenal artist as well by the name of Dunk and actually released the project Organic, which I gotta say, I actually sat back and gave that project a listen. I gotta say, absolutely phenomenal. But I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a story behind Organic, and of course, where can we actually check that out today if we haven't done so already?
Organic is it's on my Bandcamp, it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's all over right now. The story behind it is Kev, we had did BTS and we were supposed to work on a second album, and Kev ended up going to Brazil, and he was in Brazil for a while. He ended up staying longer than expected, so I got antsy and wanted to do a project, and I did a project with Dunk, and that's what Organic is.
And also as well, Cam, man, you actually host your own cooking show as well. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a bit more about that, and of course, what actually got you into creating your own cooking show?
Copious Amounts. Shout out Copious Amounts. Shout out to my man Skype Williams. He's the man behind the camera. He does a lot of stuff in the area in D.C., so after, COVID and during quarantine, I had access to a commercial kitchen, and he was begging me to, do something cooking involved. So, I said, hey, let's do it. And it started off as something that I was just going to do, and we do a few. But, with everything being shut down, we said, hey, let's do what we always do, and let's invite family. So we've had a bunch of special guests come through Copious Amounts, and a lot of episodes are coming out. We got D. Angeletti. You might know him as the Mad Rapper. His episode's coming soon. We got Tina Brule coming. That's Cool G Rap's wife. We're doing an episode with her. Um, Shout out to YSP. YSP came through. And then shout out to the whole DC area between Priest, Grammy-nominated Wayna has been on the show. We've had some delegates from, our area come and talk about voting. So copious amounts is somewhere where you can come cook food. You can talk about your life. It's almost like a drink champs, except it's food involved. And it's just us just hanging out, eating good. I think food is a great way to bring people together. And I like to cook, man. I've always been in the kitchen, so it was the right time to do it, and we're super proud of it. We just did the celebration achievement episode with everybody involved in Nino Green. Shout out to Judah, shout out to ADST, shout out to Roddy Rod for Humble Marty Rod, our label. It's just a beautiful thing to watch us come together, man, and give everybody their roses, especially during a time where there's no stages. We were able to provide an online stage for artists, and we're going to keep rolling, man, and keep cooking, whether it be on copious amounts or in the studio. That's what we're doing, man. We're cooking up right now.
And I gotta ask you as well, man, because obviously, like when your friend asked you to do that show, obviously, like you had cooking in your blood from a long time ago as well. So what actually made you initially have that inspiration to get into cooking? Like, what was one of your first dishes that you really actually learned to make?
My first dish I ever learned to make was a crab stuffed trout. I learned it from a girl I dated when I was in college, and she just made it for me one night. I was like, I need to know how to make this, so she taught me, and that's what kind of got me into cooking, man. I've always been in the restaurant industry, whether it was bartending or doing whatever. It was just a way for me to work when I was in between tour or in between making music. It was a quick way to get some money up. So that's what got me into it, man. I'm in the restaurant scene now. I'm in the food scene. I'm in the art scene. I'm in the music scene. It was a way for me to showcase, me being in this industry for so long and tying it into music. It's a glorious combination of, cooking skills and rapping skills and just being a people person, man. I love the people. I'm here for people. So, entertainment is a big business. So, we're here for the big business. We're here to entertain, and we're here to show people, we got multi-facets. It's not just one thing. When you get us, you get a few things, and copious amounts is one of them. Nino!
And also, on March 8th, 2021, you both released your debut joint album titled Nino Green, which is clearly a self-titled release, but I gotta ask you, what's the story behind that phenomenal record? And of course, where can our listeners snag themselves a copy today?
Right now, you can go to Q-Rates. That's the letter Q-R-A-T-E-S. Q-Rates is our vinyl campaign. It's ending in about 7 days. It's a 100 limited edition. We had it mixed just for vinyl. So I beg my listeners, your listeners, to go cop that because it's going to be super, super special. And Nino Green came together for me and Sean said, hey, Sean went out and bought an MPC-1, was banging out beats. He's the one who taught the great Odyssey how to make beats. So he's always been on the production side. A lot of people don't know that. I wanted to showcase that. And so for him going out and purchasing this machine just kind of lit the fire between all of us. I did a project last year with Howard B. Knox, shout out Howard, entitled Black Earth.
Shout out Howard.
And, after that, Sean was like, yo, let's follow up with something dope. So we got together. We figured the name Nino Green would be great because we're selling dope music. So that's where it comes from. And obviously, my last name is Green, Al Green. And me and Sean, we just, we came together and did what we do, man. And that's studio magic. Sean, you can talk about that studio magic, man.
Yeah, we just got together, and you know what I mean. We family, so it wasn't really hard for us to make that record. You know what I mean? We just got up, did what we did, and that's what came up. Nino Green.
But I gotta ask you both, man. What is next for the new and legendary duo of Nino Green? Like, obviously you guys are pushing your new record, but 2021 is still early on, man. Like, is there anything I actually missed during this interview? Anything else you guys still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still have you here live on the Canadian airwaves.
For sure. The first one is, I think God Hates Gucci.
God Hates Gucci.
Amen. It's our next project coming out with, his name is Let the Dirt Say Amen. Originally Tim Hicks for the Cornell West Theory. He's part of Humble Monarch label now. So that album is coming out in June. And we all got together, me, Tim, and Sean, and we got a project coming out in the summer, Three to God Way. So you guys need to look for that. It's a trio, and we're coming to bang heads, man. Like, if y'all enjoy Nino Green, y'all gonna cop God Hates Gucci, and then you gonna cop Three to God Way. So that's what's coming. We're not stopping. Head down, keep grinding is our motto right now. Sean, you wanna talk to us some more?
That's it, man. I can't say it no better.
But also, guys, this is the time in the interview, quickly, right before I wrap things up, that I give a chance for the individuals that slide into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, but most of all, your guys' social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated everything Nino Green if they're not already doing so.
Sean Boone 9 on Instagram.
Word up. It's at Kaimbr, everything. Kaimbr at Kaimbr, Instagram, Twitter, also Facebook. You look me up, you can find everything related Nino Green and all the further projects we got coming out. HumbleMonarch.com. You can always go to the website. We got merchandise available there, T-shirts, more stuff coming. So we're growing it right now, man. It's plenty goodies coming. So, fans want to hop on our mailing list, just shoot us a text. DM us, we'll shoot you on there, and we'll let you know everything we got coming out because, we the true and living. This is the real hip-hop. This isn't the BS. Pete Rock said this is what East Coast hip-hop should sound like, and that's coming from his mouth. So, we don't big up anybody. We do what we do, and we just try to keep it moving, man. It's Nino Green, Sean Bourne, Kaimbr, and Let the Dirt Say Amen. It's a trio right now. We pushing this trio, until the wheels fall off. So everybody should buckle up and get ready and ride with us.
Most definitely.
Dope shit to the death of us.
But I gotta say, guys, first and foremost, thank you so much for calling in this evening into 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM. Honestly, it was an honor and most definitely a privilege just to interview two talented individuals, man. I'm looking forward just to see you guys grow as a group, man, because you guys have such phenomenal chemistry. So I really think for both of you guys, the sky is the limit within hip-hop, and I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' group flourish.
Yo, I appreciate you. We really appreciate you. I can't wait to come up to Canada and perform these songs that we got and have a good time, man.
Hey, man, most definitely. Once the borders open back up, you know what I mean?
21.
Once the borders open back up, I'm pretty sure we can actually make that happen, man,
That's what's up.
Yeah, we'd love to come, man. Shout out to Canada again. Sean and I have been up. We rode up. We drove up one time and rocked some shows out in Canada. Again, shout out to Ontario. Shout out to Toronto. They've always showed us big love. So thank you. The Seven Gods is here. Not the 6 God, but the Seven Gods is here. That's us, man.
Hey, guys.
Shout out Rexdale. Shout out James Finch. Shout out all my jokers up there in Canada. Shout out all my jokers in Ontario.
But I gotta say, guys, thank you so much again for just taking the time of your busy evening and taking over our airwaves, man. It was an honor and most definitely a privilege. But for now, man, I gotta say, have yourselves a wonderful night and most definitely stay safe out there.
One time, man. Thank y'all. Stay safe.
Most definitely. Thank you.
Peace.
One love. Peace.